Wisdom of Children by Lev Tolstoy. Holy Week fell early. Sledding was only just over, and snow still lay in the shelter of the courtyards, or melting ran in the rivulets down the village street. A large pool had oozed from beneath the slush and collected in an alleyway between the 2 yards. From those yards there hied them to this pool a couple of little girls, an elder and a younger. Their mothers had just dressed them in brand new frocks, the younger one in a blue frock, and the elder in a yellow embroidered one, and tied red handkerchiefs over their heads. The pair issued forth after dinner, and betook them to the side of the pool, where they first of all showed each other their fine clothes, and then fell to playing. They thought they would like to wade across the pool, and accordingly the younger one started to do so, shoes and all. The elder one, however, cried, "Don't go in like that, Malasha, or your mother will scold you. Take off your shoes first, and I will do the same." So they took off their shoes, tucked up their frocks, and waded across the pool from opposite sides. Malasha went in over her ankles and called out, "It is so deep, Akolka dear, I am afraid." "No, no," replied the other, "it can't get any deeper. Come straight across to me." So they drew nearer. Then Akolka said, "Mind, Malasha, and don't splash me, go gently." The words were hardly out of her mouth when Malasha gave a stamp with her foot and splashed the water straight into Akolka's frock. It was splashed all over, and so were her eyes and nose. When Akulka saw the stains on her frock, she was very angry with Malasha, scolded her furiously, and ran towards her to give her a slap. Malasha, however, was frightened when she saw the damage she had done, and jumping out of the pool, ran home. Now, Akulka's mother happened to pass that way, and saw her daughter with her frock all splashed and her petticoat mudded over. "How did you manage to get so dirty, you bad girl?" she asked. "Malasha splashed me. She did it on purpose," answered her little daughter. So Akulka's mother caught Malasha and spanked her soundly so that the street rang with her weeping. That brought her mother out. "What are you beating my child for?" she cried angrily to her neighbor, and the pair began bandying words. The peasants came out of their huts, and a small crowd collected in the street. Everyone shouted, but no one listened as the crowd wrangled and wrangled. At last one peasant pushed against one another, and a fight was imminent, when an old woman, Akulka's grandmother, appeared on the scene. Running into the midst of the peasants, she cried protestingly, "Now then, good people, is this the way in which this Holy Week should be spent? You ought all of you to be giving thanks to God, and not conspiring to sin like this." But the peasants would not listen to her, and almost pushed her off her legs. Indeed, she would never have dissuaded the two peasants from fighting but for Malasha and Akulka themselves. While the women had been quarreling, Akulka had gone in and wiped her frock, and then came out again to the pool in the alleyway. There she picked up a small stone, and began to dig out the earth by the side of the pool. While thus engaged, she was joined by Malasha, who began to help her to dig out a little channel with a chip of wood. The peasants were just starting to fight, when the water escaped out of the pool through the little channel dug by the children, and ran out into the street to the spot where the old woman was trying to separate the two peasants. The little girls came darting out of the alleyway, one on each side of the tiny stream. "Stop it, Malasha! Stop it!" cried Akolka. Malasha also was trying to say something, but could not speak for laughter. Thus the two little girls came running along, laughing at the chip of wood as it bobbed about in the rivulet, and ran straight into the midst of the peasants. As soon as the old woman saw them, she cried to the two disputants, "Have some respect to God. Here are you gathered together to fight about these same little girls, yet they themselves have long ago forgotten the whole matter, and are playing together again in peace and goodwill. They are wiser than you." The two disputants looked at the little girls and felt ashamed of themselves, while the other peasants burst out laughing at their own folly and dispersed to their huts. "If you do not become as little children, you shall not enter the kingdom of heaven."